new audit from a watchdog group reveals government agencies paid informants millions of dollars in recent years to collect insider information and, in some cases, authorized informants to commit crimes to get the job done. Breaking it all down for us this morning, Adam Mangievsky, and the founder and CEO of OpenTheBooks.com. Adam, good morning to you. Great to see you.
Great to see you, Jan.
So your team did some digging and found that there are thousands of informants in the government. Which agencies did you find employs the most informants?
So there's three agencies with the biggest budgets that employ tens of thousands of informants every single year. And it's the FBI, it's the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Agency, and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, the ATF. Jan, think about this. This is a regular citizen's opportunity to play a little James Bond, to play a little 007, get paid, and help federal law enforcement close out their investigations.
Right. I'm not surprised about these agencies being the top ones that have informants, but I was surprised how much they were paid. Over $500 million. That's a lot. Who are the top paid informants, and how much were those top informants paid?
Right. So the top line budget in recent years was up to $550 million, which is $500 million. Our auditors at OpenTheBooks.com found at least two informants were minted as millionaires over a 5 and a 6 year period. So it was a parcel employee. Think UPS, FedEx. It was an Amtrak employee that made up to $1 million as a federal human confidential source and informant. Now, the Inspector General, they dug a little deeper into the Amtrak employee for $1 million, and they found that there was no additional benefit to that relationship on information. They could have got the same information, Jan, for free if they just partnered with the Amtrak police.
So what's the process behind this? How do you become one of these people?
So you have to have subject matter expertise, and you have to have an FBI handler. Now, it is a black box, and so, they're authorized, these informants are authorized in special circumstances to actually commit crimes. So we found at OpenTheBooks.com evidence that over a 4-year period, 23,000 crimes were actually authorized by federal law enforcement handlers. Now, some crimes are never authorized, like violence or obstruction of justice, and there's a laundry list of crimes that you can't do. But other than that, it's up to the agencies with their protocols to determine the rules on payments to informants.
So of course, it begs the question: how is it legal, and what types of crimes are committed?
So, for instance, if you're a DEA informant on a drug sting, you can be authorized by your handler to execute a drug deal, and then that evidence will be used in a court of law. Where you run into problems is the old chicken or the egg problem. For example, in the news recently was the alleged kidnapping plot in Michigan of Governor Whitmer. 6 people were indicted on conspiracy charges to execute that plot. In court documents now, we know that there's been 12 FBI informants from the earliest days, the inception of that plot, and this invites the chicken or the egg. Was there a conspiracy to commit those crimes but for the FBI informants? And actually, a federal judge has put a pause on the case to sort out those legal issues.
And your investigation also discovered federal informants were involved in the raid on the U.S. Capitol. How so?
So the New York Times dropped the bombshell that at least 2 FBI informants were embedded in that crowd on January 6th. And Julie Kelly at American Greatness, she's dug into the details. She says that at least one of those informants was reporting to the handler as early as July, before, during, and after the Capitol riot.
I feel like that story will continue. And thank you so much for reporting this this morning for us, Adam. We appreciate it. Much more to come on this for sure.
Thank you, Jan.